The NFL's forbidden plays. Welcome to the wild world of the NFL, where today's rules make yesterday's plays look downright insane. From jaw-dropping trickery to bone-crushing tackles, we're diving into the forbidden plays that permanently mark football history. These are the moves that are so dangerous and cunning, they have to be banned. Get ready to be amazed as we uncover the NFL's craziest, the NFL's forbidden plays. Let's kick it off with a hit that changed the game forever. Horse collar tackles were a common sight in the NFL until December 20, 2004, when the Roy Williams rule was put into effect, banning the maneuver. Roy Williams, a safety for the Dallas Cowboys, was notorious for using this dangerous tackle, injuring 4 players in 2004 alone. But one specific hit caused an uproar. Williams tackled Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver Terrell Owens, breaking his leg and tearing ligaments in his ankle. This brutal tackle sidelined Owens for the final 2 games of the regular season and the first 2 playoff games. While Roy Williams became the face of this tackle, it was used long before him. For instance, in 1987, Minnesota Vikings' Joey Browner yanked Denver Broncos' Gerald Wilhite to the ground with a horse collar tackle. The NFL finally defined this tackle as grabbing the inside collar of the back or side of the shoulder pads or jersey, or grabbing the jersey at the nameplate or above and pulling the runner toward the ground. This tackle was officially banned in 2005. The Deacon Jones head slap is another play that seems crazy by today's standards, but was completely legal during the 60s and early 70s. Hall of Famer Deacon Jones would punch or slap offensive linemen in the head to disorient them, making it easier to blow by them for a sack. This move was so effective that Jones described it as looking like a dance step. 1, 2, 3, boom.
It's like a dance step. 1, 2, 3, boom. You see? And you do all that in one motion, and there will be no more Molochs.
Players like right tackle Cass Banish were left with ice bags on their heads, and others like Joe DeLamalure and Gene Hickerson suffered permanent damage. Jones retired in 1974, and just 3 years later, in 1977, the NFL banned the head slap. Jones himself admitted it was the greatest thing he ever did on the field, but its elimination was necessary to protect the health and safety of players. Jumping the line was a spectacular play popularized by Troy Polamalu of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2000s and 2010s. Polamalu had an uncanny ability to time the snap count perfectly, leaping over the offensive line to stop plays in the backfield or block field goals. This acrobatic move became more common as other players attempted to emulate Polamalu's success. However, in 2017, the NFL banned jumping the line, deeming it too dangerous for all involved. The league concluded that the potential for injury was too high, both for the leaping player and those being jumped over. In a game against the New York Jets on October 21, 2019, New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick showcased his knack for finding loopholes in the rulebook. Leading 33-0 with over 10.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Belichick instructed his team to manipulate the game clock in a non-traditional way. The Patriots started with a delay of game penalty followed by an intentional false start, effectively shaving off 90 seconds from the clock. This clever strategy exploited the rulebook, but it prompted the NFL to update its rules on May 28, 2020. The new rule states that teams cannot manipulate the game clock by committing multiple dead ball fouls while the clock is running, putting an end to this particular form of Belichick trickery. The wedge block was a dangerous play that was finally banned in 2009. This blocking strategy involved 2 or more players lining up shoulder to shoulder within 2 yards of each other to protect the runner during kickoffs. The wedge block was effective but caused numerous injuries, including concussions. In 2008, nearly all NFL teams used the wedge block at some point during the season. Recognizing the high injury rate and the long-term health implications for players, the NFL banned the wedge block in 2009 to make kickoffs safer. The hip drop tackle is one of the most recent plays to be banned. This play involves a defender grabbing the runner with both hands, swiveling their hips, and landing on the runner's legs to trap them. The move was heavily criticized for its potential to cause severe injuries. A notable incident occurred in 2023, when Cincinnati Bengals linebacker Logan Wilson used a hip drop tackle on Baltimore Ravens tight end Mark Andrews, putting Andrews out for 8 weeks. In 2024, the NFL officially banned the hip drop tackle, making it a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Crackback blocks were another dangerous play that was finally addressed in 2012. These blocks occur when an offensive player blocks an opponent from the blind side, usually below the waist or in a way that leaves the defender defenseless. One of the most infamous crackback blocks was delivered by Juju Smith-Schuster of the Pittsburgh Steelers on Vontaze Burfict of the Cincinnati Bengals in 2017. While the block was celebrated by Steelers fans, it earned Smith-Schuster a 1-game suspension. The NFL banned crackback blocks to protect players from these blindside hits. In 1969, the Kansas City Chiefs had a unique strategy to block field goals. They employed 6' 10" Morris Stroud, a former basketball player, to stand under the goalposts and jump to block or deflect field goals. The NFL instituted the Stroud Rule, making it illegal for players to use their height and jumping ability to block field goals in this manner. While Stroud transitioned to playing tight end, the rule remains in place to this day. The fumble rooski is one of the most creative plays in NFL history. It first appeared on September 10, 1978, when the Oakland Raiders faced the San Diego Chargers. With just 10 seconds left and the Raiders tailing 20-14, quarterback Ken Stabler intentionally fumbled the ball forward. Teammates Pete Banaszak and Dave Casper further advanced the ball, leading to a touchdown and a Raiders victory. The NFL responded by changing the rules the following season. If a fumble occurs on 4th down or after the 2-minute warning, only the player who fumbled can advance the ball. This rule effectively ended the intentional fumble rooski in the NFL. Batting the ball is a controversial play that remains in the NFL rulebook but is often missed by officials. The rule states that a player cannot bat or punch a loose ball towards their opponent's goal line in the field of play or in any direction while in the end zone. A famous example is a play involving Troy Polamalu, where he batted a loose ball towards his opponent's goal line, which should have been a penalty. Another incident occurred in 2015, when Seattle Seahawks' K.J. Wright batted a ball out of the end zone, which was also missed by officials. Despite these missed calls, the rule remains in place to prevent unfair advantages. One of the more bizarre plays that remains technically legal is intentional holding to run out the clock. In a game against the Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens used this tactic to drain the final 11 seconds of the game. Every lineman intentionally held their opponent to prevent a play from developing. While games cannot end on defensive penalties, they can end on offensive penalties. According to the NFL, this tactic could be considered a palpably unfair act if done more than once. The Ravens also used this tactic in Super Bowl 47, shaving off 8 seconds to keep the 49ers offense off the field for a final play. As long as it's done only once, it remains a legal gray area. The fake slide is a controversial move that is banned in college football, but not in the NFL. Michael Vick was one of the first players to use this move, and it gained notoriety when Kenny Pickett used it in the 2021 ACC Championship game. Pickett's fake slide completely froze the defense, allowing him to score a touchdown. The NCAA quickly banned the move, declaring that any ball carrier who begins to simulate a feet-first slide should be considered down. However, the NFL has not adopted this rule, leading to controversy when Josh Allen used a fake slide in 2024. The move remains a hot topic among players, coaches, and analysts. The clothesline tackle, known early in the NFL as the Night Train necktie, was popularized by Dick Night Train Lane. Lane's philosophy was simple: stop the ball carrier by any means necessary. He would grab players by the neck and yank them to the ground. While Lane's version of the clothesline tackle is illegal today, the tackle itself is not completely banned. The NFL rulebook states that players cannot strike, swing at, or club the head, neck, or face of an opponent. However, a tackle like the one Demario Douglas experienced in 2023, where the arm is used but not in a swinging or striking manner, remains legal. This leaves a gray area in the rulebook, allowing some forms of the clothesline tackle to persist. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through the NFL's most forbidden plays. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, smash that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping football content. What band play shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next video.